Hi everyone, welcome back. We're the No-Fly Nomads. We are two.
No, we're not. We're the no-fly zone nomads. You got our name wrong.
I got our name wrong, so we're gonna try that again. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are the No-Fly Zone Nomads.
Good job.
Excellent. My name's Keith.
I'm Andrea.
And we are two retired GenX Canadians who are slow traveling the world without stepping foot into an airport. And today we find ourselves in Vancouver, and more specifically North Vancouver, where we've been for the last 8 days before we hop on a boat for Japan. So we're going to tell you a little bit about where we've stayed and what our experience was like in Vancouver.
We've spent the last week in North Vancouver, and we thought we would tell you a little bit about where we've been staying and what we've thought of the area, things you could do if you came to visit. We've been in an Airbnb and we've seen some pretty cool stuff. So we chose to stay in North Vancouver. Originally we were staying downtown in a hotel, and then we decided to maybe look for a condo to get a better price. The hotel was quite expensive, and we kind of like the idea of being in more of a neighborhood area that we could walk around. So we ended up finding a great condo on Airbnb, and it's nice that it's got I think they call them stratas here. So it's like a vertical townhouse. It is a townhouse complex where this one has been one unit that's been split into two. So you go down a few stairs and there's a little patio area, which is nice to have because we've had many sunny days here, which has been great. And when you walk in, it's basically 2 floors of just under 600 square feet. It does have a full kitchen, pretty well equipped actually. It doesn't have an oven, but it does have a toaster oven, but we haven't used that yet. But it's great for making coffee. It's got a full-size fridge, so we've been able to buy some groceries and keep them here. It's got a living room area with a smart TV in it, which has been great. Table and chairs for working at, for making videos and things. Has a washer and dryer, which has been great because we had just gotten off the train for 4 days and hadn't done laundry yet. So, and plus we're doing laundry today to get on our cruise of 17 days tomorrow. Anyway, then the upstairs has a small bathroom, which has been just a little bit challenging, but has worked out fine. And a bedroom with a really comfy bed. So we've really enjoyed staying in this Airbnb. Are we putting a link to it maybe underneath?
I think I could probably figure out how to do that. Link
Probably.
to this will be in the description down below. And shout out to Mark, who's been our host, who's been wonderful to work with and very accommodating. And just a really great, the kind of place you can just relax in and you can spread out and you got some room. The 2 stories has been amazing for when one of us gets up very early and wants to work on their computer and doesn't have to disturb the other person. Yeah, it's a wonderful spot. We'd stay here again for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the coolest parts of having this Airbnb is that it's sort of right at the end of the Spirit Trail, which is a wonderful walking and cycling trail that runs the entire length from this part of North Vancouver, actually past the shipyards, which is sort of the core of North Vancouver. So we can walk about 100 yards, we can pick it up, comfortable walking path. That is kind of nice because it splits off a little bit. You can, at one point, you can stay on the cement part of it and go along the residential sections of this part of Vancouver, or you can go a little bit closer to the harbor, and then you're in the woods. And it's a lovely, it's a gravel and paved trails with a wooded trail that goes across a ravine on a bit of a swing bridge. Which then picks up onto the main trail, and you end up on the tarmac again. Again, very, very wide, so there's lots of room for pedestrians and the cyclists. And in about 1.7 kilometers, we've done it a few times, you end up right in the heart of the shipyards, which is the vibrant area downtown in North Vancouver, right on the harbor, a working harbor. So it's amazing to sit in Adirondack chairs and sort of watch the ships come in, go out. Tugboats, love tugboats, moving them around. In that area, there is huge covered play areas for kids. There's no end to the restaurants and coffee shops and museums, and there's a market, an indoor market that has all local artisans in there, as well as amazing chocolate shops and donuts and popcorn, and even if you just want to shop very, very small pink fluffy dresses for your child, there's an entire section for that. They have everything, and we've been there several times, and we always see something new, and it's a wonderful place just to go sit. Full shout out to Joey Shipyards as a restaurant that we've totally fallen in love with, and a special shout out to the staff there. Chelsea, Claire, Charlene made all of our visits there completely memorable, and they sent us off with a lovely bon voyage when they heard our story about going to Japan after spending time in Vancouver. So can't speak highly enough of this area of Vancouver. And also in the shipyards is where the terminal is for the sea bus, which then gets you right across into Vancouver very quickly, about 12 minutes. It runs very regularly throughout the day. Not overly expensive. It ranges anywhere between around $6 down to $3, depending on the time of the day or the day of the week that you're traveling at. But there are ticket machines on both sides that make buying your ticket and getting access super easy. Or if you don't want to buy a ticket, you just tap on with your phone on and off. Again, it couldn't be easier. If I can figure it out, anyone can figure it out. So it's just been a super welcoming, easy, entertaining, relaxing spot to spend our time, our last chunk of time in Canada before we head off to Southeast Asia. So can't recommend it highly enough.
When we first got into Vancouver off the train, we took our luggage down to somewhere near Canada Place, and we dropped it off using a service called Luggage Hero, which was actually great. They use small local businesses to store your luggage while you're walking around. And it was close to the sea bus terminal, which we knew we would need to get over to North Vancouver.
Shout out to Phantom Courier, who is the person that Luggage Hero directed us to. They were awesome, they were efficient, and again, best location if you're about to hop on the ferry.
Or a cruise.
Because they are literally as close as you can get to those amenities. And they're right across the street from this awesome little underground mall with a food court where has an excellent drugstore. So if there's something you need to pick up before you hop on the boat, again, being in that area is super helpful.
Yeah, so we walked around Canada Place, which is where our cruise boat will actually leave from, cruise ship will actually leave from tomorrow. And it's a very cool building. It's a convention center. It's an event space. There was some sort of a conference or convention going on while we were there. There's beautiful places to walk around outside. There's a cafe at the top where you can sit in the sun. And then basically we had a few hours to kill, so we just decided to figure out a way to walk along the water. And so we ended up picking up the Seawall Water Walk. Is that what it's called? Yeah, okay. Which is basically just a really nice paved trail, somewhat residential, some parts of it are park. And there were people on bike tours and people walking their dogs and kids riding their bikes. And you walk around all of these beautiful marinas that have really cool houseboats in them, beautiful yachts and sailboats. There looked to be some tours that you could pick up there as well. And yeah, it was just really pretty. And we walked along. We passed a really neat looking coffee shop and we kept going, and then we decided that we should go back there. And so we came back, and it was called Cafe Villaggio, and it had delicious drinks. I had a chai latte and you had a cappuccino, I think. Mm-hmm. And Keith bought what was probably the best almond croissant either of us have ever had. It was actually their Wi-Fi password was almond croissant because it's what they're known for. So yeah, we had a really lovely, probably half an hour just hanging out in there. And then we made our way back to towards the water, or towards the terminal, and picked up our luggage and got on the sea bus and came over here.
It could be easier. I mean, with whether it's North Vancouver or in downtown, there's these wonderful walks you can do along the water, then come back down through more of the downtown center if you're looking for some shops and some services, or you can just maybe go one half block up from the seawall walk, or the
Seawall Water Walk.
Seawall Water Walk, as I've just been informed. You're never backtracking, it seems, and it's just such a walkable city. I know many are, but we haven't experienced it on this scale before, where it just never seems to end. And with all the walking we've done, there's still so much more to see that we didn't get a chance to, but we will get back here someday. And we didn't spend all of our time in North Vancouver. We're very fortunate. My cousin lives in Vancouver, so shout out David Rubely, who was a very generous host, giving up his time to take us on a bit of a tour. He picked us up in downtown at Grenville and Georgia by the Pacific Center. So their big honkin' mall here in Vancouver. And took us on a walking tour. So we went, I'm not even gonna try to tell you which directions we went because I'll mangle it. We headed through the downtown and ended up at the top of Yaletown, and he walked us through that area, which is amazing. I haven't had any shots or videos to share during this part of the video. I was too busy gawking and looking around at all the things to be seen. By the time we sort of exited the district, I didn't have any pictures. So apologies for that. Google it. Yaletown, Vancouver. It basically runs down Mainland Street and Hamilton Street, which run parallel and actually sort of connect at the far west end. Get yourself to that area and hang out for a while, day or night. It's an incredibly packed area of, again, lots of restaurants, incredible shops. It's a must. You got to go. We came through that area and then we walked down closer to the water again and all the way to David Lamb Park, which is a beautiful spot, open area to see several marinas that you have a vision of. And a little tiny ferry boat picked us up and took us over to Grenville Island, where we stopped in, had a bit of a lunch, and then made our way through the Grenville Island Market, which is another wonderful market, not dissimilar to what's down in the shipyards. Lots of great artisans, bakeries, clothing shops. Just super cool. I can't even describe it. It's a must-see place. It's the shopping area, but it feels like a museum. Then made our way out of that, walked farther along the island, walked along that area's seawall walk for a long time. This was a 13K day, so this was not for the faint of heart. I'm not sure if we would have signed up for that distance at the start of the day.
It was a lot. It was nice though.
But it was such a perfect day. And at the end of all that, we found ourselves at Olympic Village, where he said goodbye, left us at the station. And this was the best part. It was like this 13K walk. Where the heck are we? We get on the subway, and 3 stops later, we're back at Waterfront Station, right by Canada Place. And it's then another 12-minute ferry across to the shipyards, and we're walking back home along the Spirit Trail. And it was just this absolute perfect company, sightseeing, weather day that capped off a perfect week in Vancouver. So we're really looking forward to. First of all, thanks again to David for his time, and I think it's not the last time we're going to be back in Vancouver. So yeah. That's our views on Vancouver and our last Canadian city before we depart, and what a beauty it was. So hopefully this is helpful. It gives you some insights and ideas as to how best to use your time when you're in Vancouver and where you might want to stay. We're going to be offline for a little while as we hop onto a boat we've got power this time, not like Via, got lots of power, and there is lots of internet if you want to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars per day. We've got some plans in place for that, but we probably won't be posting anything for 2 weeks. So hopefully this video is fulsome enough to tie you over until the next one pops out. We might get some stuff up on social media channels, Instagram and Facebook, if we've got little blips in our Wi-Fi coverage that we've procured. And if not, we'll see you on the other side with lots of photos and a very intensive video on what Norwegian Cruise Lines, the Norwegian Sun experience is like, and how to survive that for 17 days. All right.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. See you soon.
We first arrived in Vancouver. We had...
Just when I say we're going, count like the 3 before it, because I got to fade into these shots.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I didn't chop it, so.
See? Now we got lots of time.
It's been awesome. And one of the things that we love about it is, oh, I'm going to stop here. Actually, no, I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to pause. And while we're staying in, oops, make sure S Pen is connected. Oh, hi, everyone.
Keith's tech fail of the day.